So there was this girl that I was just starting to date, and I've been in, I've been very interested in who she is as a person for over a year, and had been trying over and over again to get her attention for over a year, and the past month has been a series of on again, off again happenings where we find ourselves in a situation that's heavily romantic and not even necessarily sexual, but romance. The whole falling asleep next to somebody, waking up every hour, every half hour, cuddling, kissing, then falling back asleep, then waking up again, and repeat process, and talking about memories, talking about those small little insignificant things that you might just say in passing to other people, but because of the situation you're in with that person, those small little things are the most important things you can talk to somebody about in such an intimate setting. Humming and singing while lying next to somebody, and they know exactly what song you're humming in that moment. So for the past month, it's been that way with that person, and she's told me a few times that she didn't see me that way, and I accepted that, and we would hang out, and we would talk, we would grab drinks together, I'd go and see work and shows that she's done, and we'd talk again, and then the spark was there again, and then we'd, arrange to hang out again at some other point, and then the spark would be really there again. And then most recently I don't even know if you could call it dating. We just enjoyed being around each other for a few days. And she was very honest with me yesterday when she told me that she just couldn't get herself to see or feel for me that way. And then I started looking back over all the things that we were doing together, and then I tried to think about what her mindset must have been like. In all of those moments, there was that small or large nagging voice in the back of her head saying that this isn't right, this doesn't feel right, and I felt guilty for putting her through that. No one wants to feel trapped. Especially good people who are willing to bend over backwards for other people's happiness. Those are definitely the people that should never feel trapped, and I made her feel that way. That she was locked in with a person who had these elaborate feelings for her, and she couldn't have them back, and that's a special kind of hell. Today's been a rough one for me. I'll be the first to admit that, You know when you meet someone and you look at all the different things that they are, all the different things that make them them, and you kind of just a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit, enough to really get your attention. You you fall in love with those little things about a person that you didn't know were important to you in a partner. And then you start to think about yourself, well, maybe, you just love those things. Maybe those are just personality traits that you want in a partner. But then you spend more time thinking on it and obsessing over it, because what else can you do? You're spending time with this kind of person, and this kind of person means a lot to you. And you start to just think to yourself, well, I don't think it's that I'm in love with those little pieces of that person. I don't think it's that I'm in love with those personality traits. It's that coming from this person makes me in love with those things. God, I had it bad for her, man. It, we just talked earlier today, so I did. While this recording is being made, I still have it bad for her. And that's unfair to put on somebody. To have all these pre-planned thoughts and hopes. I'd be lying if I didn't say that when I saw her, I saw a future. And this isn't, I want this to be 100% clear. This isn't me trying to make anyone feel guilty. When we first started hanging out, I told her immediately, 100%, what I need from anyone that's close to me in my life, what I need from anyone that I hold dear in my life, that's going to have a place in my heart, either as friends or family, is 100% honesty. I can't work with anything less. And she respected that. She respected that enough to tell me exactly how she felt. So I can never be mad at her for doing that. For being honest. I'm not mad at her for anything. I'm just incredibly sad that I'm not the person that I want. That I'm not the person that she wants. And that is one of the toughest, most bitter pills to swallow in life. Realizing that you have feelings, really strong feelings for somebody, and coming to terms and accepting the fact that they don't want you in that way. This isn't the first time that this has happened to me. This isn't the first time that someone's told me they don't see me that way. That they love who I am as a person, that they love my energy, how I carry myself. But they don't want to risk losing that. They just don't see me that way, and it makes... And I know they say that with the best of intentions. I know they do. But it makes people like me feel so unwanted, because the one The one way that I want to be loved and accepted is a way that no one is willing to risk. Maybe it's that no, it's not no one's willing to risk it. Maybe it's that there's people that do and I don't see them that way also, which, like, then how can I be upset for having the same view about somebody else who has that view about me? That's why love is all about timing, man. Not just finding the right person, but finding the right timing. I started to think about why breakups or telling people you don't like them or see them in that way hurts as much as it does. And I think it was like half a dream, half a hallucination, but in my mind it registered as this setting. Life is like a bookshelf in zero gravity in space. You make memories, you collect instances and experiences in life, and you put them on that bookshelf and you find the exact right place for it. But then you live for however long, and that bookshelf starts to run out of space, and you realize you need help holding on to all that stuff. And then someone comes along with very similar experiences. Someone comes along that makes you automatically trust them, and you realize that you can take some of that stuff off the shelf because you're in zero gravity. That it'll float there, and you don't take all of it off. You only take off little pieces of it, and you let it float between your bookshelf and their bookshelf, and you're both able to just look at it and hold it, and you share the load, you share the weight, you share the responsibility of it all, and it just floats there. And it's beautiful, and it's constantly rotating, and you can look at it whenever you want, and you know it's safe because the other person has the other tether. You have one tether, they have the other, and you're able to hold it there. And then when someone breaks up with you, or someone tells you they don't see you in that way, they clip that string. And gravity kicks back in. And everything just falls straight down. And then the pain we feel is just having to take all those little pieces and experiences that you've shared with someone, put them back together, and realize your bookshelf is full, and you have to find room to add all this new stuff. And you have to find room to put all the things that you were able to take out and let hang in zero gravity and put it back. And it's not going to be the same as it was before. The things that you pulled off and that you let the other person hold on to and that you let float in between you, those things broke, those things got hurt. And so it can't ever go back to the way that it was before. That's just the imagery that came to me when I tried to go to sleep early and I ended up waking up at midnight. it sucks. And it hurts like hell. And it makes you not want to get up the next day. And it makes you not care, and it makes you numb, and it makes you bitter. But you don't want to be bitter. You don't want to be bitter at that person. You don't want to be bitter at the situation. You just want, you just want that pain to go away. That's where I am right now. That's what I'm dealing with at the moment. And I know I'm not the first one to deal with this. I know I'm never going to be the last one to deal with this. I just figured maybe if I put it into words, other people can connect, vibe with it, feel it, and know that they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones to really know what that crippling loneliness feels like. What that depressive abandonment feels like. You're not alone. I'm not alone. But that's the problem, isn't it? You can know that you're not alone, but that doesn't make the feeling of loneliness go away.